Good day to you, and welcome back to MCC News. Now, there's a few follow-up stories to discuss, and some kind of piddly community things. Not really kind of dramatic news or anything really interesting going on at the moment, but still some essential follow-up stuff, some fun stuff, and some just general interesting stuff. So let's just cover it. So the first story to cover is Valor. This is the most important and most crucial follow-up that we've got to do. Okay, so we had a message in last night, which was this one here, a special gift. This isn't in fact all that people are going to be getting, because there's a lot of fine-tuning that needs to be done to reward back those, or compensate even, those alliances that suffered with regards to the Valor button not appearing, or the Valor bounty missions not being triggered correctly. And it was a legitimate problem, and it took a while for Kabam to properly realise that, which is a bit disappointing. But as long as we get it sorted and the correct amount of Valor being given back is done, that's the most important thing. But obviously the ongoing thing is that consistency in game. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and we're going to be covering something in a moment with regards to consistency. Okay, so special gift, as we know, 250,000. This is not, as I said, the correct amount that's going to be going back, because if you look at the lettering, it says recently my contest was not performing to its lofty standards. This one isn't really to cover the issue that came up from the Valor not being put in there, and Kabam Mike does follow up on the forum and does explain that. Kabam Mike's first message was out to the community, basically saying that they've identified an issue. Obviously there is an apology with that, but the next thing is with regards to compensating, and this is going to be an ongoing thing. So in this section here, he does talk about the fact that it's going to be a lot of changes need to be done, and we won't get a decision until early next week. So hopefully we do get that sorted. He did follow up to this with, additionally, we have just sent out a message containing 250,000 Valor to all summoners as an apology for the emergency maintenance that occurred over the last week. So obviously that doesn't address the ongoing issues with regards to how they're going to compensate those alliances that lost out with regards to those bounty missions. But rest assured, I'm sure they will get it sorted with regards to getting the correct amount of Valor out to people that, you know, did miss out quite substantially on doing those Valor quests. Even though it's not a huge amount, just imagine it triggering every kind of 7 hours or so. It does then stack up, and obviously the more Valor we get, the more that we can then spend within the Valor store. And that's the most important thing, because some of the stuff in there, a lot of alliances and a lot of players are really relying on in order to boost their rosters and boost their kind of rank ups. And the follow-up story really to this is that a lot of posts in the forum have been really talking about not just the consistencies, but other things with regards to, you know, it being a little bit embarrassing that we're kind of seeing all these kind of errors and problems. There's a little article here which is called "At What Point Do You Become Embarrassed?" And this is one player who says that basically he spends a lot of time like defending Kabam over a lot of things, but he or she is feeling that, you know, a lot of the issues that are coming up are really things that should have been avoided or kind of looked into. And with regards to like consistencies and inconsistencies, like when does the game stop being consistent? And I'm not going to go on about this because I have talked about this in previous MCC news, but it is one of these ongoing issues. How consistent is Marvel Contest of Champions as a game with regards to all these little tweaks and kind of like changes, which is causing so many kind of problems? And we do have this kind of Hydra based problems. You cut off one head and two appear. It's a very annoying and frustrating point in time with the game. And it's only, like I said in previous MCC news, reach an update, we see an improvement. Next couple of days, slips off. We then wait and wait and wait. Next update improves it, and we just got this round vicious circle, which is, you know, is just a problem month in and month out. And our next story is one that I'm kind of crossing over between two different ones. This first one here, which is Tier 1 Alphas and 5-star champs. Even though the article does stress about, you know, Tier 1 Alphas being in crystals, there is a good point within this, and then also there's the aspect of gold. So for me at the moment, and I think a lot of players do actually have this issue, Tier 1 Alphas and gold, two things that we really need. Tier 4 basics I seem to be getting them left, right and center, no problem. But when it comes to the prospect of Tier 1 Alphas and gold, yeah, I'm in short supply. And that's the argument that we have to then get more based on diversity in game, and having to kind of field a team that's strong for Alliance Wars, for Alliance questing, as well as doing things with regards to Act 5 and maybe the monthly. Now, you need a lot of different champions, especially at 5-star. If you're pushing a team for 5-star, you're going to find that these are going to be less. Now, this won't affect everybody, but I'm sure the gold aspect really will affect a lot of people. I don't see the value in wasting a good part of my day in arena, but I know that it's necessary in order to get the sufficient amount of gold in order to then further up my champions. So I think that needs to be something addressed. Like, do we then go, right, do we have a gold event more frequently? I know that it's been something that we only get it at Summoner Appreciation times. So maybe it's an idea to have it rolled out as more of a constant. A lot of people have resonated with that idea and do say that it should be something that should be put into the game as a constant, maybe on a Sunday, that we put 1 in, maybe 2 in the week, which would be handy for people to get those champions boosted up, especially with the addition of 6 stars. You know, how much is going to be the cost that we require in order to get these ones up further? So gold is going to have to be more obtainable for people and in larger amounts. I understand that obviously we do have the uncollected crystal, but the prospect again of spending 10,000 in order to get 1 crystal, which could potentially give a relatively alright amount of gold, you know, it's annoying, but at the same time I think that we do need these gold quests in more frequently. And our final story is this. This was sent to me on Twitter and I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously, you know, this person just doing it for a bit of fun. Obviously, a lot of people will kind of like have their say on it, or negatively, positively. But if you're doing things for a bit of fun, just go like, hey, for shits and giggles, let's do it. Then this guy here has done like a 2,600 plus combo and using his 2-star Wolverine. I thought it was a cool video. Link to it is obviously in the description below, but I thought it would be a nice thing to end with. So thanks very much for watching this edition of MCC News. It's not been very long, but it's covered a few things that were quite important that pinged up in the forums. So yeah, if you've got any thoughts on the items, then go across to the forum posts and have your say, as well as we will keep locked into what we're going to be having with regards to compensation for those who are kind of punished in some degree with regards to the Valor. It does feel like a bit of a punishment to you guys that didn't get to do the Valor quest. So hopefully you do get rewarded for this this punishment, and you're able to continue on doing the Valor quests as well. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Like button, subscribe button, all that jive, and I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.